first of all, Barachi, thanks for being a part of the Urban Influencer Radio and taking the time to come out here and stuff.
Definitely, man. It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me here, man.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you had a blast like over this weekend because of the All-Star weekend, right? I mean,
yeah, it was a really good time.
Yeah.
Good time.
Tell me about the experience of performing.
Yeah, man, it was real humbling, man, to be on the same stage with two icons, two legends, Diddy, Kevin Hart, Fat Boy SSC's an up and coming artist as well, who's making some noise, was also there. So,
all right,
it was real dope experience. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, it must have been like unreal just to see like them like right there in front of you, right?
Yeah, man, right there. It was real dope, man. It was humbling, man. Yeah.
No, definitely. I want to also get to know Barachi, like as an artist, like kind of a background, like where you come from and stuff. But did you grow up in a creative household where like your mom and dad played instruments, or did they sing or anything?
You know
like
what?
That?
My mom and dad did not play instruments, and
really?
They weren't like, I guess musically, you know what I mean? They didn't have that, but
yeah.
But my siblings did.
Okay.
Like my brother, he's an artist, and like a painter.
Oh,
in Miami, very very popular painter. His name is Acer. And then we got my other brother who was also a painter, and he sang, and I have cousins that sing and sisters that sing. So music was always like in the house, in the household. So
right, yeah.
And then I grew up in the church singing in the choir too. So that obviously had a huge influence on on where I am today as far as musically.
Yeah, that must create like a lot of impact in your like artistry.
Oh yeah, definitely. That was like the stepping stone to my introduction of music.
Yeah. What were some of the stuff that was like playing in the house? Like
a lot of Christian music, a lot of Michael Jackson, and my mom didn't really like hip hop like that. You know what I mean? She wasn't really into rap. But I personally listened to it outside of the house, on my headphones. but yeah, so a little bit of those.
Okay. How did you I understand that you started getting into singing from being in church and stuff like that. But what was the moment where you felt like, wait, I can make my own songs? Like,
you know what? It all started when I was younger. In middle school, I started writing poems.
Oh. Okay.
But just poetry. I was like. Because I really got intrigued in English class when I started learning about all these different poets like Edgar Allan Poe and all the poets that they teach you in middle school going into high school. So
yeah, of course.
And then poetry, I always loved music, and then it just turned into my poetry turned into songs.
Oh wow!
And then my songs turned into records, and so that's how it all started.
Yeah. When you first started off, especially with writing your own tracks, did you get into not only singing but producing as well, producing your own music?
Yeah, I play the guitar.
Oh, nice.
And I started my first instrument that I started playing was actually a piano.
Nice.
And then my brother, who was the painter I said, he gave me my first guitar. So that's what I really played.
That's awesome.
And because of that influence as well, I create sounds, and I was really self-taught. I don't know how to read music.
Okay.
But I could hear a song, and just give me a day, I'll play it. You know what I mean? It's all by ear.
Right. Yeah. No, I was about to ask you if you were classically trained or was it all DIY? So
yeah, it was more DIY, more do it your own type thing, definitely.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. Well, it seems like this year started off really exciting for you because even last year you released a single, "Tell Me," and that was I feel like it was a big deal for you. And can you tell me a little bit more about the writing of that song by any chance?
Tell Me is a record that's part of the visual album called Therapy, and it's just one of the tracks that we chose as the single,
right.
Just to introduce, Barachi, so just to get people familiar with my sound. Yeah. And it's actually not officially released. We released it, but it's not we don't have we didn't do the what you call the impact. The actual impact date should be
right
in the next week, a couple weeks from now.
Couple weeks. Okay.
So yeah, but right now it's been going crazy in Miami. There's a couple other states and stations that's been picking it up. So so far it's been buzzing.
Yeah. Okay, so that track is like the part of the short film and like with the nine videos and stuff like that.
Yeah, it is 9 videos, and I'm an actor, as well. So in that visual album, you'll have scenes like movie scenes that all relate to each music video, and it tells you an entire story.
Wow.
So it's really dope. Yeah.
I can't wait to see it then. Like, and it's like after each track, it's going to connect to another one. And
absolutely, yeah. So you'll have your movie scene, music video, another movie scene, music video, and it just keeps going all the way to 9 tracks.
Was this like a, I know this is your project, but like, was it also kind of like a collective effort, or was it like a collaboration? Because like, because I see that you're an actor, but did you also like write all the stuff there too, or like?
Yeah, I actually wrote the entire album.
You did? Wow.
Yeah, and I co-produced the entire album as well.
Nice.
So, yeah, I do have one producer. His name's High Volume. Very talented guy. He's worked with people like R. Kelly. He's worked with people like Gucci Mane. So he's worked with some hip hop and R&B acts as well. Jason Derulo. So yeah, he's one, and then there's a newcomer. His name's Exley as well. So also another talented producer who's also a newcomer that we collaborated with on the entire album.
Nice.
As far as production,
yeah. When were you like thinking about like releasing this like project out, or like this visual and stuff?
You know what? At first when I was creating the music at the time, I didn't think visual album. Like obviously I have a team of people who are very creative and who saw that vision, and I saw it as well, and we ran with it. We said, all right, let's do a visual album, because we at first it was an album, then it turned into a visual album. So we just said, we did one music video. I actually did all my videos in LA.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Well, in Cali, because all over Cali. So Malibu, you name it, every single spot. We shot the entire visual album. So.
Oh, that's so cool, man. Yeah. Are you planning on going on any tour at all this year, possibly? Or?
That is that will be coming up. I don't have any set dates right now.
Yeah.
But everything's being put together as we speak right now. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like right now, like you're at the stage where like you're building up traction, and like you're about to like drop something like really amazing. But like but before like when you got to this point, like I'm sure it was like a struggle, like for you to just kind of like start out with like balancing out the music life with like the regular life where you have to like work the jobs and then like trying to like put in time for music. Like what was like that for you especially?
Well, you know what? In the I'd say about 2 years ago, I made a decision to just go full time. Because I've always done music part time and obviously work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I would fund my own projects.
Yeah.
At that time, and then once I made that decision to just go full time and just pretty much sacrifice everything, it's just like putting God first, of course. Just doors started opening and a lot of things started happening after that.
Yeah, and then like you see yourself at All Star Weekend.
That was epic, man. That was epic. I'm actually running on a few hours of sleep still from that, cause yeah, man.
Yeah, just wanted to like go back to like All Star Weekend performance, but like especially like performing in like and sharing stages with like some of the legends, like the adrenaline must have been like crazy, right? Like
yeah, it was dope, and the crowd was also their reaction and the love that they showed was really really dope as well, because I'm a new artist, and some people may have heard the music already, some may have not.
Yeah.
But either way, the reaction was real dope, man. Real humbling experience.
Yeah. In your mind, like in the future, is there like anybody that like you would want to like collaborate with, like?
Well, I actually do have collaborations on the album as well. I have a record with Rick Ross. I have a record with Trick Danny and Trina. I'm from Miami,
right? Yeah, okay.
These are all, we pretty much got the whole Miami team on the album. Cool. Got one with Zoe Dollars as well. So
nice. Okay.
But I definitely want. Who do I want to do music with? I would love to do a record with Drake. I would love to do a record with Pharrell. Those are two that I could name from the top of my head. I mean, there's a lot of other talents that I wouldn't mind working with at all. So I love collaborating.
Definitely, man. Yeah. I wanted to talk about just kind of like a little bit about just what's kind of going on in like music industry related, and like you know, especially like with you as a new artist, do you feel like streaming services like affect you, you know, kind of like, you know, monetarily, like in terms of like, because I know like nowadays like artists needs to like it's not like selling like records like you used to, you know, it's like we have to like, you know, sell like physical like merch or like vinyl or like you know, going on tour and stuff like that, and like especially like as like a new artist, do you feel like, you know, that's gonna affect you like from like here and on? Like,
well, you know what? I mean, the climate in the music industry has changed over the years. Yeah. You know, so it's, you know, there's, you know, it's all about, I guess, adjusting to the climate, and you know, obviously shows is where it's at, and making sure you have the right people on your team. So, but yeah, streaming services is big. That's definitely that's definitely where it's at, you know, right now, streaming, and but yeah, I mean, it pretty much affects anyone, you know, that's in the music industry. But I just think it's all about, you know, adjusting, you know, to those changes.
No, definitely, man. I mean, you got your new projects like dropping soon, but like is there like anything that you personally want to accomplish by the end of the year?
Man, that's a really good question. I'm just enjoying the ride right now. You know what I mean? I'm really enjoying the journey, and I'm trying to have fun. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of no sleep. But yeah, as far as accomplishments, I wish you know, we're anticipating some Grammy nominations and hopefully a trophy, you know.
Nice.
So these are some things that, you know, my team and I especially are anticipating and hoping for, you know.
Okay.
It'll be a blessing. That'll be dope.
Yeah, that'll be, man. Yeah, sounds really exciting already. But first of all, Barachi, I just want to say thanks for being part of Urban Influencer. And,
yeah, man. I really appreciate you having me, man.
Yeah, really enjoyed talking to you, and automatically you're part of Urban Influencer Hall of Fame. So, you know, that's...
Appreciate it,
man. That's a lot, dude.
I appreciate that.